So just make sure you try to get some of those guys. Speaking of picking up guys, here are the top 5 waiver wire targets you need to take a look at for fantasy basketball. The first guy we want to take a look at, really, honestly, like, it's so many options, right? You can start thinking about the in-season tournament week. Honestly, it's a couple of ways you can look at it. Some people look at it like, hey, this is a week for us to prep and stash. This is a week for us to kind of, see what we can tuck away and hide for later on, because honestly, it's going to be a really wonky and slow week, but you still have a chance to take advantage of some of the opportunities on the waiver wire. So I want you to really pay attention and take a look what we got in store for you. The first player we want to take a look at, Malik Beasley. So Malik Beasley, over the last 7 days, has averaged 38.5 minutes per game. You know what I always say? I always say that if guys get on the floor, if people are getting minutes, if people are getting usage, they will produce in fantasy. So this is a critical stat that some people ignore, right? How many minutes are your guys actually getting? So Malik Beasley over the last 7 days has averaged 38.5 minutes per game. On the season, he's averaging 29.2 minutes per game, right? Huge increase. Also, over the last 7 days, he's averaging 16.3 points, 5.8 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.5 steals, and a half for block. On the 12th of December, he went for 16, 4, and 3. On the 30th of November, he went for 19, 3, and 3, played 41 minutes. On the 28th of November, he went for 16 and 10. You know what I'm saying? Are you seeing a pattern here? Your man he's one of the most coveted waiver wire ads for this in-season tournament week. So if he's available, I would make the move and grab yourself some Malik Beasley. Moving right along, the next player we want to take a look at from the Indiana. Indianapolis. Oh my God. Like on Sundays is wild for me because I'm thinking football. But anyway, from the Indiana Pacers, Obby Toppin. Like when I think about Obby Toppin, I think about that dunk contest, you know what I'm saying, when he played for the Knicks. But honestly, he was only looked at as kind of like a waiver wire dunk kind of guy. Not really like the most sought after fantasy basketball asset, right? But man, for this week, For the in-season tournament, this is the kind of player you want to look at. Over the last 7 days, check this out. Obby has averaged 29 minutes per game, 18.7 points per game, 2.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 0.3 steals, and 2 blocks. Did you hear me? Your man is averaging 2 blocks a game over the last 7 days. Pay attention. Like Obby Toppin, grab him this week. Again, you want to make sure these teams who are active in the in-season tournament are on your roster. The next waiver wire ad we want to take a look at, oh baby, man, you see the face, you know the name, Haime Happ Jr., a.k.a. the new Triple J. Listen, I'm gonna tell a quick story on this one because this is something that's super real. So I'm watching Summer League this past summer, and I see this guy, and I'm like, first of all, he looks wild old. He looks like an older player. Kind of reminded me of like just Ricky Rubio off of his swag, not necessarily his playing style. So I'm watching him, and when I tell you, he looked like a man-child. If you go back and check out our draft, our mock draft playlist, if you look at the mock drafts that we did at the end of many of our drafts, I was like, grab this guy, Jaime Jaquez. Actually, at the time, I was calling him Jamie Jaquez. I messed up on that. My apologies. But Jaime Jaquez, listen, your man is for real. And honestly, although Jimmy Butler is a force, we all know that Jimmy Butler don't be playing, y'all. He don't be playing. He be like, yo, I got to go sell some coffee. I got to go do my hair. I got a new album with My Chemical Romance. We banging out this emo trap fusion album. Come on, man. Like, where they do that at? Jaime Jaquez is going to take advantage of this. Over the last 7 days, he's averaged 31.7 minutes per game. On the season, he's averaging 26.7 minutes per game. This is sustainable, right? Over the last 7, he has 6.3 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 1.3 steals. He is filling up the stat line, y'all. He is like out here like Kris Kringle coming through the daggone chimney, stuffing stockings with nothing but stats. So don't sleep, man. Do not sleep on this brother. On the 2nd of December, 29 minutes, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. On the 30th of November, 24 points. Like, he literally, look at this. He's averaged double digits in scoring. Holy crap. Since the 8th of November, he has scored in double figures, with his highest being 24, 22, and 20. Like, get off of the blow-up mattress. Stop sleeping on my man, Triple J, the new Triple J, man. Who we got next? Let's get it going. Next up, oh my goodness, man. I covered his first game. Big up to my NBC Sports fam. I covered it for my team, the NBC Sports team, Roto World Basketball. You already know. Big shout out my man Raph. Big shout out my man Noah. Big shout out my man Zach. Man, listen. I didn't know what to expect. I was honestly like, well, Trey, they probably roll him out slowly, like kind of let him build up. They're not going to let him get a whole bunch of minutes right now. Man, listen. When I saw that they were giving him the minutes, what did they, in that first game, he played 22 minutes, right? 18 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. They don't have it here on ESPN, but he also dropped a bunch of threes. Off the top of my head, I want to say he dropped 4 threes. I might have that wrong. It was 4-3. Anyway you look at it. Yo, your man is for real. Like, I think in category league rankings, he's already like in the 30s. If he is on your waiver wire, he's rostered. Look, he's only rostered on ESPN. He's only rostered in 16.4% of leagues. That is ridiculous. And we know that players on Yahoo are maybe a little more up to speed. I get that. But here on ESPN, if you play on ESPN, chances are he is on your waiver wire. Do not leave him there unless somebody else get him. Because my man Dan Titus from Yahoo was on the show earlier this season, and he said that Trey Murphy III is the poor man's Mikal Bridges. He has that kind of fantasy profile. So do not sleep, y'all. This is a guy that you got to run and go grab. I would say, the first few guys that I shared, I would run out and get them. But season long, my priority season long is this man. Like, I have him in a bunch of places and had him on my IR, like wrote it out, sacrifice, and held him. And I am really happy with how he looks so far. So let's keep it going. Next up, Al Horford. Al Horford is someone you want to be adding right now for this Week 7 in-season tournament, debacle that we're about to face with these low-volume games, low-volume days. Like, it's going to be really important that you're looking for players who play on those teams. The Lakers, the Suns, the Kings, the Pelicans, the Knicks, the Bucks, the Celtics, and, of course, the Pacers. So, Al Horford, with the arrival of Kristaps Porzingis, has not been the same Al Horford that we've known to appreciate and love for years in fantasy. But Porzingis has been banged up. And with this in-season tournament about to kick off, Al Horford is going to have tons of value for you. So it's another player that you definitely want to consider grabbing this week to make sure that you're equipped to compete in this tournament.